afternoon, and welcome to Trinity Logic and Rhetoric School's production of Oliver Twist. Our play takes place in the 1800s in the streets of London, so I ask that you please silence your cell phones, and we hope you enjoy the play. Thank you. The time is 1835. The place is the city of London, in England. Then, as now, the wealthy live in luxury, while the middle class struggle to make a living. The practice of the day is to send the poor, the homeless people, to work in workhouses. This story begins on a night which is bitterly cold. A young mother, Agnes Fleming, gives birth to a baby in one of the workhouses in Derby, and almost immediately dies. But not before pressing a locket with a portrait of an elegant lady in it into the hands of the newborn boy, Oliver Twist. On the back are inscribed the words, died, Grosvenor Square, 1823.
We'll call the child Oliver Twist. He's got a fighting spirit, all right.
Oliver stayed at the workhouse until he was 12 years of age. The supervisor of the workhouse was a woman of wisdom and experience. She knew what was good for children, and she had a very accurate idea of what was good for herself.
Here's the money to buy the workhouse children's food, Mrs. Mann. I trust you'll take good care of it.
Yes, I'll see that it's put to use. May I say it's a pleasure to see women of such fine as yourself.
So she consigned the rising generation of boys to an even shorter allowance than was originally provided for them.
Please, ma'am, I want some more.
What did you say?
Please, ma'am, I want some more.
Nobody asks for more.
And so it was that on his 12th birthday, Oliver found himself out in the street, homeless. Now Oliver was anxious to have his locket, the only thing about his family he had left. So, that very night, he sneaked back into the workhouse and retrieved the locket while all were fast asleep. Arriving in London, homeless, penniless, and weak for lack of food, Oliver reaches for an apple vendor's cart.
What do you think you're doing? I was hungry. I haven't eaten in 2 days. There's nothing worse than doing that. I know. I would have paid him back somehow. If amateurs like you get caught stealing in the market, there's police constables all over the place. It makes it impossible for professional thieves like me to make an honest living. I didn't know. What's your name, kid? Oliver Twist. Do you have a place to stay? No, I was going to live with my family in Grosvenor Square. Oh, forget that. I know a kind old gentleman. What takes a young lad like yourself out of the goodness of his heart, gives him food and a place to stay, he does. Really? Would he help me? If you know the right people. Like me, for instance. Jack Dawkins is me name, but my friends call me Dodger. The Artful Dodger, because I'm the best pickpocket in all of London, I am. Come on, I'll take you to him.
Look, all right, guys.
Oliver, do you know what peaching is?
Telling? Squealing?
You must never tell anyone about this place. And who's here? Get it?
Don't worry, Dodger, I won't lie.
I didn't say no lie, I said no peaching. Fagin, I'd like to introduce you to my new friend, Oliver Twist.
Well, how do you do? We're very glad to see you, Oliver. Back, you young scum, I guess some room. Dodger, take off the sausages. And come, Oliver, my dear, you must be starved.
That's my mother's.
Safest place to put it's with my stuff. There are thieves all around us.
Nancy! Hi, boys.
Well, listen to that.
Oliver Twist, Mum.
Well, aren't you the bright young chap?
Green, Nancy will go totally green. He's young and inexperienced as they come, but we'll teach him.
He certainly knows how to treat a lady.
Tell him we've seen it, Nancy.
Watch your mouth,
Charlie Bates. He's twice the gentleman you are.
Thank you, Mom.
Nancy, quit your gabbering and get over here.
What you got there, Bill?
Fagin's pocketbooks. I can't make hide nor hair of the Stephen scoundrel scroll.
Can't understand them because we can't read, Bill.
Shut up, all of you.
Don't be laughing while I bill you, young hooligans. I'll bet there's not one among you that can read any better than him now, is there?
I can read, Mom.
Good for you, young quiz.
This ain't reading. This is a bunch of numbers and chicken scratch.
It's called math. I mean, yourself like they talk when you were conveniently absent from school. Why, you can't even tell if you're being cheated.
I know very well that this varmint is stealing from me every chance that he gets. Where's my money, Fagin?
There, my dear, there's no cause for concern. I'd never cheat you out of what's rightfully yours, Bill.
Floppy top.
Now, boys, run along to work. Mr. Sykes and I have some business to discuss. And Dodger, watch after Oliver. This is first day.
Right, you are, Governor. Oliver, you see that fancy jet over there at the bookstore?
Yes, I do.
Let me show you how to relieve him of that burdensome purse that's mucking up his right coat pocket.
Dodger, is the business here at Fagin's boys do pickpocketing?
And the best blooming pickpocket in all London is what I am, ain't I?
But that's stealing.
It's only a game, Oliver. We call it redistributing the wealth. Kind of like Robin Hood. But, come on, show you how we play.
Stop, thief!
Give it here, son.
No.
Give it back to me, young man.
No, I didn't.
Stop! Thief!
Suddenly, the crowd comes alive. Right, stop! Next through the street.
Stop! Stop the thief! Stop him! Stop the boy! Stop, thief! Stop! Stop, thief! Get him! Stop the thief!
No, it wasn't me.
Got this young pickpocket in the act, Honor.
Well, you'll have to wait this case. I have some witnesses on the next case.
Here's my name and address, sir.
Who are you? Officer, who's this fellow?
My name, sir, is Brownlow. Permit me to ask the name of the magistrate who assaults me under the protection of the bench.
Officer, what's this fellow charged with?
Not charged at all, Your Honor. He appears against the boy.
Where's the boy in question?
Yes, sir.
A pickpocket, eh?
No, sir.
What?
It wasn't me. It was another boy.
A likely story.
It is true, Your Worship. I saw it.
And who would you be, young woman?
I am Mr. Ronaldo's niece, Rose Maylie, Your Worship.
And your story is?
That as I approached the bookstall, I saw another boy reach into the pocket of my uncle and take his purse. I cried out, and when my uncle turned and saw this boy, Oliver Twist, he naturally assumed him to be the culprit.
Who was the other boy? A friend of yours, an accomplice, no doubt?
I mustn't say, sir.
I warned you, you young scoundrel. I'll slap you with contempt of court charge if you don't answer.
I can't say anything more, sir.
Very well then. 3 months in jail with hard labor.
Your Honor, what this boy needs is a good home, not a jail sentence.
Why should you care what happens to him?
How could you not care?
Very well then, Miss Maylie. If you are willing to take responsibility for the boy, I'll release you to your custody. Good luck. He's dismissed.
Oliver, do you have parents or a home?
No, Mom, I don't.
Then why don't you come and stay with us in Grosvenor Square?
You like it there.
Grosvenor Square? Why, that's...
Yes, no. Ooh, that's quite enough excitement for one day, I think. Home we go.
Things would seem to be an upturn for Oliver. Almost convicted of stealing, he is now not only freed and innocent, but suddenly living with a nice, well-to-do family in Grosvenor Square, the very place where his grandmother died. But Bill Sykes and Fagin were none too happy with this turn of events.
I tell you, if Oliver peaches, it could mean the gallows for the lot of us. That boy's dangerous, I tell you, Fagin.
But he didn't talk at the trial.
Quiet, Dodger. It's your fault we're in this mess in the first place.
And your fault he ever left the nest. He wasn't ready. You said yourself he was too green. You're going to get back.
Why don't you just leave the boy there? It's his only chance to make a good life for himself.
himself.
He could set you up for jail along with the rest of us.
Nancy, my dear, Oliver will be happy with us. He'll have a fine life.
Fine life? You call this a life?
Don't cross me on this one, Nancy. You're going to help us get him back or else.
I wouldn't father that boy if my life depended on it.
It may very well, old girl. It may very well.
Nancy, are you all right? The murderous brute!
None of us are safe while he's around.
Why don't you just leave her, Nancy?
Leave him, Nancy.
I can't. He needs me. In his own way. He needs me.
Oblivious to the plans being made for Oliver, he is happily enjoying his life and wealth at Mr. Brownlow's house. He seems to recognize a picture on the wall.
That woman, Mr. Brownlow.
She's...
Ah, yes, Oliver. That is a picture of my dear departed wife. God rest her soul. Now, Oliver, come here, lad. I want you to take these books back to the bookstall for me, the one at which the other boy robbed me.
Other boy, does that mean you believe me now?
Yes, Oliver, I do. Now, I want you to also take this £5 note. The clerk should give you back 2 shillings in return.
Don't worry, Mr. Brownlow. I'll bring back the change. I'll be back in 20 minutes. You can trust me.
That's a good lad.
For the first time since his trial, Oliver is back on the streets of London. The surprise is waiting for him.
Oliver, look at you. You're looking so good. You're close everything.
Hello, Miss Nancy.
Where are you going with those books? To school?
No, ma'am. I'm returning them to the bookstore on Hyde Street.
Well then, come with me. I know a shortcut.
I have to be back at Mr. Brownlow's in 20 minutes.
Come with me then.
I don't want to be late.
I wouldn't worry about that, you little
No.
Well, shut up if you know it's good for you.
Back at Fagin's hideout, the boys crowd around Oliver, looking and admiring his new clothes. Fagin takes Mr. Brownlow's books.
Oliver, it's nice to see you looking so well.
You can't take the books to Mr. Brownlow's. How think I stole them?
Well, nothing like a little trading in a good profession, I always say. What have we here?
I'd say that's mine for all my troubles.
Now see here, Bill, you're young enough to steal plenty of these. Let me have this one for my old age.
You're beginning to bother me, Fagin. Now, when I say something's mine, it's mine. Get it?
Got it.
Good. Now, you've been shortchanging me for years, you penny-pinching varmint. It's my turn to take what's rightfully mine.
Did you like being in the fine gentleman's house with her?
Yes, ma'am. Very much.
I'm going to help you get back there. Boy might be Miss Brown and get his up.
Come to Miss Rose, ma'am. She'll believe you.
Miss Rose? Very well. I'll talk to her.
That night, Nancy goes to Mr. Brownlow's house. Unbeknownst to her, Bill has the Dodger follow her.
I never should have trusted him.
I'm sure you'd like me to do this.
If there is, I certainly would love to hear it.
I'm here to see Miss Rose.
You have an appointment.
No, but essential to see me if you tell it's Scotland.
There's a common street girl to see you, Mom. She says it's about it. We're given it.
And why didn't you have the street girl thrown out?
No, Uncle, I will see her. Perhaps I may be of some consolation to her if she is in need.
Humbug.
It is very hard to conceive that if I'd really been in the nest, you'd have been sorry, wouldn't you? I am very sorry. And if anyone has behaved harshly to you on my behalf, please tell me what you've come for.
It's a torture.
It is. Why?
Because I'm about to put my life and the lives of others in your hands.
Your life.
I'm the one who dragged little Oliver back to Fagin.
You mean he didn't steal the books and the money? I thought he wouldn't.
I'm the woman you've heard him telling, who lives among thieves and has never known any better life.
What dreadful things you tell me.
I was certainly been murdered by those men I stole away, thinking I was here.
But why?
Oliver's in great danger.
Heavens, at least he's alive.
Yes, but only at the moment those men can sort with. At any moment they could decide to murder him. Or worse.
Worse.
They could drag him into the miserable life they lead, one of thieves, who saw the same crime. So no, I must go back.
Back? Why do you wish to return to the companions that you paint such terrible colours? There's a gentleman in the next room who will put you in some place safe within half an hour.
I must go back because...
How can I tell such things to such an innocent lady like you?
Go on, please.
I must go back because among what I've told you, there's one, the most desperate among them all, that cannot not even be saved from the life I'm leading now.
You've interfered on all of us behalf before, and all you say leads me to believe that you might yet be reclaimed from the life that shamed you now. Do not turn a deaf ear on the pleas of one of your own gender.
The first is everlasting with words of cease, and 500 years ago, they might have turned me from a life of sin and sorrow, but it is too late. Oh, it's too late, it's too late.
It's never too late.
It tears. I cannot leave now. I cannot be sad.
Why should you be?
Nothing can save me if I told the others what I've told you. He's the boldest and has been so cruel, more than you could ever even imagine.
Is it possible for such a man as this to even resign every future hope and certainty of immediate rescue? This is madness.
I only know that so, not just as me, but hundreds of others as bad as wretched as myself. I must go back. Draw back from this by all the abuse and suffering, even if it should cost me my life.
But what of Oliver? We agreed we would try to save him. Can you bring him here?
Not here, dear lady. It's too dangerous.
Then where?
I'll bring Oliver to London Bridge at midnight. Promise me, keep my secret from her. Although only one of the present I can trust.
I promise. But wait. What fascination is it that can make you cling to the wickedness and misery of this gang of robbers and to this man? Is there no chord in your heart that I can touch?
Young, beautiful women such as yourselves, wear your hearts. They will carry your old age. With such women as I, so bright hearts of any right, who can hope to cure us?
The doctor runs through the streets toward Oliver at the sudden turn of events, but suddenly Bill's sight steps out of the corner and glues and grabs him, hitting the doctor against a street wall.
What did you find out? Is she playing me false?
Not her!
You're lying. You're hiding something.
No, I ain't!
I'll kill you. I've been wanting to kill you for a while now. Oh, tell me now or I'll blow your puny brains out all over the street.
She's meeting those rich debts tonight at midnight at the London Bridge.
There. That wasn't so hard now, was it?
Oliver, wait, I have news. I know those Grosvenor Square silk stockings of yours are meeting tonight at midnight.
Where?
London Bridge. There's something I must get from Fagan's. I'll meet you there. Good luck.
Yes, Bill. Weren't expecting me to ruin your little betrayal now, were you?
What betrayal? I was just going to find you, Bill.
You were followed tonight. You're going to take Oliver to those fancy gents on the bridge. Where is he?
Why, that's nonsense, Bill. You can see he's not here.
I don't trust you.
No, please. I'll never harm you. I'll always protect you, Bill. Please.
You're a lying she-devil.
Bill, I beg you. Spare my life so I spared yours tonight. I've always been true to you.
I don't believe you.
What happened? She's dead.
That's Bill Sykes' girl.
I'll bet he's the one that did this. She was going to betray him.
I know where he and Fagan hide out.
He's a murderous brute. We need justice. Yeah,
justice.
Get him. No,
In Fagan's apartment, Oliver has retrieved his locket from Fagan's treasure box. Suddenly, Sykes arrives.
What do you got there?
My locket. It's all I want. You can have all the rest.
Ain't that sporting of you?
Fine, then kill me. I don't want to live in a world with people like you around.
I never liked you. Not even from the beginning.
Hey! Most unfortunate incident has befallen, Bill. What you got there?
Your little apprentice here stole it.
Oliver, my dear, I'm glad you learned something at least. Now, Bill, you're young enough to earn yourself a fine retirement nest egg. That's all I have from the old age.
You're about as old as you're ever going to be, Fagin.
Run, Oliver!
Come out, Sykes. You're under arrest. Come and get me.
There it is, on the roof.
Don't shoot, you'll hit the boy.
Give it up, Sykes. Don't make me laugh. Ah! Stay back. Stay back. God rest his wicked soul.
Oh, Oliver, come here. Give me your hand.
Oliver, safe in the arms of his family again, pulls out the locket of Fagan's treasure chest.
Here's the locket I was telling you about, Mr. Brownlow. It's a picture of my grandmother inside.
Why? It's the same picture. This locket. It used to belong to my daughter Agnes.
Why, Uncle? Then that makes you Oliver's grandfather.
Doesn't that make us cousins?
Why, yes, it does, Oliver.
Sorry that I ever doubted you. Oliver, would you ever forgive me?
There's nothing to forgive, grandfather.
So, Oliver went home with Mr. Brownlow and Rose, where he grew up contented and happy at Grosvenor Square.
So that was all of the twist. I want to thank you all for coming and participating. The students have worked really, really hard. I'm very grateful and thankful to be able to spend time and working with them. Memorizing some lines. We had lost some of our work days, and yet the set is up. We had some sickness, but they're here, and I think they did a great job. Please give them one more round. You are dismissed. Thank you.